Have you ever wondered what the dishes are that I make again and again on my channel? Here are 5 of them that I definitely think you should try. And don't forget, all the recipes are in my description on my website, beryl.nyc.
Hi, my name is Yi and I'm from Taiwan. Today I want to share with you a dish called Huángjīn Pàocài, or golden pickled cabbage in English. Just like the name suggests, golden pickled cabbage is a pickle dish made with fresh cabbage. It's marinated with fermented bean curd, carrot, garlic, and vinegar. The bright golden color comes from the carrot, or sometimes pumpkin puree, depending on the recipe. I love this dish because it's super quick and easy to make. You still get that deep umami flavor from the fermented bean curd, but without having to wait for the cabbage to be fermented. And at the same time, it's fruity and refreshing. It's like you're giving the dish a little shortcut, a way to condense time into seasoning. And honestly, time and memory really do make food taste better. Golden pickled cabbage is pretty popular in Taiwan. You can easily find it in almost everywhere. And it's not just cabbage. You might also see golden pickled seaweed, cucumber, radish, or even other vegetables with the same base. Almost every vegetable can be golden pickled.
I've never heard of this before, or tried it obviously. I need to taste it. It's really strong on its own. This also kind of reminds me of the base of kimchi and how the way we're using it, because it can be used for a lot of vegetables to ferment them. I think this is going to be really good.
In a way, I think this reflects something about Taiwanese cuisine. We have a deep connection to pickling, fermenting, and dehydrating ingredients.
The nutty scent to this, which is the sesame oil, that is really good. It's tangy.
Ooh.
And nutty.
I love that.
I love that too. Cool.
It's all about preserving produce and letting flavor develop over time, so that later you can always come back to it.
The most important tool you have in your arsenal.
And yet, the flavor is never exactly the same. Because of that, I feel an even deeper connection to the memory of my family making fermented bean curd every summer. Sometimes we use last year's bean curd to make golden pickled cabbage, bring together the taste of last season with the freshness of this year. So, if you are looking for the taste of past and present, why not give it a try? I hope you like it.
This smells so good. I'm so excited to try it with the cabbage. That's amazing. Especially if you let this sit for a couple days. This really is reminiscent to me of Korean kimchi, especially because you can use so many different vegetables in it. I had never had or heard of fermented bean curd before, and tasting it really was surprising. On its own, it was really strong, but when I mixed it with the carrot and the apple cider vinegar and the apple, what else did I put in there? Garlic, it all came together to make this really, really well-rounded paste. This is something I'm gonna be excited to have in my fridge for a while. This is present day Beryl checking in, and I am almost out of my golden cabbage. It is so good. I just like eating it straight out of the jar. It's so good a couple days later. This is really simple to make. I think if we hadn't been filming, I could have put this together in like 15 to 20 minutes. Golden cabbage, 10 thumbs up. 10 fingers up. 2 thumbs up. We got there in the end.
Hi everyone, my name is Shannon. I'm a Korean American living in France. The dish that I'd like to introduce you to is called Mayak Gyeran, which translates to drug egg. And I know that sounds a bit weird and maybe scary, but no drugs are involved. It's just that the eggs are so good, they're addictive, hence the name. It's common to serve these eggs over a bowl of hot rice. So this particular dish blew up in Korea in 2018, and that's when I found out about it. There is a more traditional dish called Gyeran jorim, and that is soy braised eggs. So that is actually made on the cooktop, and you braise the eggs in a hot soy brine, whereas Mayak Gyeran is just left to marinate in the soy sauce. So I really like this dish because it's super easy to make with quite common ingredients. It tastes phenomenal, which is like important when you want to make something or eat something. And it's just a step above your regular rice and eggs. The soft-boiled yolk just really elevates the dish. It's so beautiful and decadent for just a simple dish. The flavors are truly Korean, and that just always brings me back to my childhood. I was born in Korea, but I grew up in the US, and my mom was the cook in the household. She made everything, and luckily she made Korean food more often than not, because that's all I pretty much ate. And when it came to food, she would always tell me that I'm more Korean than her. I could use chopsticks better than her, and I just take that as a compliment. And I hope that my daughter can appreciate and will love Korean food as much as I do. I think you should give this dish a try because it's super easy to make with common ingredients. And if you're somebody who really likes flavorful things, I think this will just be an instant hit. So, I mean, there's really no reason not to make it. Enjoy! 맛있게 드세요!
Starting with some drug eggs. I think that I've seen these eggs trending on TikTok, so it was very exciting to get to learn a little bit more about them. Also, they look pretty amazing. My jammy yolk is jammy. I need a moment. This might be one of the best egg dishes I've ever had in my entire life. There is nothing better than a spicy, savory, marinated egg, honestly. The marinade for these was obviously very simple. I didn't have rice syrup. I did buy it at the Korean grocery store, but I'm also linking it below in case you want to buy it online because you want to try to make this. You could see how thick the consistency was. Shannon said that you could also use honey if you couldn't find rice syrup. She also told me in an email that these could last 5 days in your refrigerator. Who's letting these sit for 5 days? Honestly, I feel like I could eat all of the eggs at once, which would be, I mean, that would be too much, right? Kind of like, okay, I know I've already said TikTok, but you know that other girl on TikTok who eats 7 eggs for breakfast every morning? If they were like this, I definitely could do that. Is there anything more satisfying than when you're peeling an egg and like it all comes off? It's like, oh, there's something about that like I feel deep inside of me. But then on the other end of the spectrum, when everything's just chipping off and then it rips a whole chunk of the white out, you know, it's like a seesaw of emotions where you're feeling so amazing to then feeling just so sad. 10 out of 10. Don't ignore me when I say that this dish is hard to beat. I will see myself out.
My name is Dave and I live in Trott Park in Adelaide, South Australia. 4-ingredient banana bread. It's a bread that's pretty simple. It's just 4 ingredients. I love the idea of just having 4 simple ingredients and kind of surprising people by saying, I didn't put any egg in it because the egg's in the mayo. It takes your really old bananas, you know, the bananas that have been sitting in the bowl for a little bit too long. It's great because it uses up that fruit that would otherwise kind of get chucked.
I feel like I can't look at a banana peel without thinking of either Super Mario Kart or just like slipping on a banana peel. Like these things only exist in those 2 worlds, slipping and driving a car.
And the more ripe it is, the better the bread. The brand that probably is the most popular, I suppose, would be like your Praise mayonnaise, although you could use any sort of whole egg mayonnaise. It's not particularly unique. It's maybe just a little bit tangier and less sweet than maybe what you get in the USA.
This feels kind of crazy to be using mayo, but also at the same time it makes perfect sense because mayo is in essence everything else that goes into a cake, but I kind of like that it's mayo. It makes it feel a little like, you don't know what's in my banana bread.
After you've baked it, the oils and the fats that are in the mayonnaise become the oils and fats in the bread.
So it turns out I didn't really actually have enough in this, so I have another. There's gonna be so much mayonnaise in this house by the end of this episode. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating a fact. A lot of mayo. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It feels like wild to be measuring mayo like this for a bake. I love it.
The eggs that is in the mayonnaise becomes the egg binder. So once it's cooked, you don't taste mayo. So it's almost like it was never there. It's not too fancy, but it's good, honest, easy grub. I reckon the main thing that I love about it is that I'm crap at baking. Like, I'm terrible at baking. And so it was like a gateway for me to actually give baking a try.
I feel like when you're a kid, you always want to lick the batter, and your mom would always be like, no, there's raw eggs in it, but there's no eggs, there's only mayo. Kind of just tastes like banana bread.
To my surprise, it worked. I'm still not a great baker. I'm still not very good at it, but it's one of those things that opened me up to a new experience in the kitchen. It's kind of like cake, but it's kind of like bread. It's really good with butter. It's usually sliced like bread.
I have to take this out of the pan, but I already set up, so we're gonna do it over here. How do you do it? Just like, oh. That was nice. Oh, I buttered it well. Ta-da!
And you can cook it up in the toaster, so even a day or two later, you can put it in the toaster and then toast it up. It's quite Moorish. You should try it because it's easy to make, and if you're not a baker, like me, it's pretty bulletproof.
Dave was right. This is definitely like more cakey than traditional banana breads that I've had. My house smells amazing. I'm so curious, like a mayo banana bread. This is so good. Oh my God. It is so moist. Whoa. Yep. 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up. I can't give a thumbs up because my hands are holding this banana bread, but emotionally they're up. Wow. Regid is here today. Come in. Say hello.
I'm not getting into the camera.
Regid's hand is here today.
It's pretty good, but I wish there was chocolate in it.
All right. Thanks, Regid.
But definitely keep that.
I don't know if you heard that. He said definitely keep it. Dave was saying that in Australia they have a type of mayo called Braised, and it's whole egg mayo. I could not find it, but he said that Hellmann's also uses whole eggs, so that was the perfect replacement. Much like Dave, I'm also intimidated by baking, but I found this to be incredibly simple, so if you're like me and you're like, I can't really bake, you can bake this. That looks like really professional. Is this what it feels like to be able to bake things well? I would also say, try it with the mayo. Just like do it, you will be surprised, and it's delicious, and mayo rules.
Hi Beryl, my name's Albert. I'm Chinese, but my parents came to Vancouver, Canada, which is where I was born and raised. Today, I wanted to share my mom's recipe for Kělè Jīchì, or Coca-Cola chicken wings. Like the name suggests, wings are braised in Coca-Cola until the liquid's reduced to a thick sauce and it sticks to the wings. The cola gives the wings a distinct caramelly Coca-Cola sweet brown glaze. I love Kělè Jīchì, and I think everyone should try it because it's hard to mess up and ingredients are widely available at any supermarket in North America, which is why it's such a comfort dish in my Chinese household, as well as many Chinese families around the world. I have 2 little siblings, and when I was a kid, we'd always fight over this dish to the last wing.
I added a little extra ginger for this, but I just love the taste of ginger, and I'm gonna be pulling it out anyway, so I feel like a little extra ginger is okay. Ooh, oh God, okay. Just don't have your face so close to hot oil. Lesson.
Unlike many wings recipes, you don't need an oven for this. You just need a skillet, a wok, a frying pan.
We need smell-o-vision. Oh my God, this smells so good.
After Coca-Cola started being sold in China around 1978, this dish got trendy around the 80s.
Woo! Little brownie browns. Oh my God. Oh my God! Ah, I need lager tongs. I'm scared. Oh, I thought that was gonna be like way more dangerous. Oh boy. Okay, now we're adding the Coke.
Maybe in part due to Chinese people thinking Coca-Cola as a fancy American product.
That's so cool.
And now most Chinese families eat this at home. My family makes this dish probably once a week. So because of its simplicity, it's more common to find this as a food cooked at home for dinner rather than served at a Chinese restaurant. What makes this dish uniquely Chinese is the spectrum of flavors that you get from the sweetness of the cola, the soy sauce, ginger, scallion, the garlic, and also every Chinese family has their own unique recipe to making Kělè Jīchì. Please enjoy the dish.
These are possibly the most surprising chicken wing of the episode, not only because they're braised, which is not something I ever thought about, but that they're cooked in Coca-Cola. I think what Albert said is super interesting. There was a part of me that initially was like, Coca-Cola wings, like, sounds like a gimmick. But it's really cool that these are actually like a cultural thing. Albert said that the sauce would take around 30 minutes to reduce. It took a little bit longer than that, but like, you can't see this, but I'm holding it by the bone, like everything kind of squeezed up. And like, you know that's gonna be good for a wing. I think I wanna do like am I that brave to do? Oh my God. I knew it. I'm sorry, what? That was so surprisingly delicious. Does not taste like Coke at all. I actually think there's a really strong soy sauce and ginger flavor. I added a good amount of ginger to this. I have a question for all of you. I tend to not remove the skin of ginger, especially if I'm cooking it like this. What do you all think? To remove the skin or not remove the skin? That is the question. These are sticky, and I love that all that sugar cooked down to make this very sticky, caramelized sauce. The braising of the chicken wing is an incredible method that I've never, I like braising chicken. I've just never thought to do a braised chicken wing. I mean, it's so genius because the meat is so soft and juicy. And I think that they also look really beautiful, the dark color with the white sesame seeds and the green onion, it's quite striking. This is a recipe you should all be making. It requires a little bit of patience. It requires you to watch them a little bit, whereas with some of the other wing recipes, you can kind of like leave them while they cook. But what you get is something truly different, truly incredible. I've never had wings like this. These need to be on more menus in America.
Hi, I am Andreea. I am from Bucharest, Romania, and my favorite comfort food is Mamaliga with cheese and sour cream. This is the perfect comfort food for me because it always takes me back to the simplicity and safety of my childhood when my grandma used to make this dish for me. Imagine this huge, warm and steamy plate of polenta waiting for me. And I say huge because, as you probably already know, I think it is a universal thing. Every grandma ever has this irrational fear of their grandchildren ever being hungry. And my grandma was absolutely no exception. This dish is absolutely delicious because it combines everything that a comfort food needs, and by that I mean, of course, carbs and fat. So the polenta mixes in with the sour cream and makes this creamy and fatty delight, while the cheese provides texture and has a very flavorful and savory taste. Mamaliga is very common in Romania as it is a simple, quick and affordable dish. It can be eaten as a dish in itself, or we use it as a side dish to other traditional meals.
So this is Mamaliga. It is in essence Romanian polenta, and I can totally understand why this would be a comfort food. It's like creaminess and saltiness. I'm very excited to try this. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I have never made polenta before. It is a lot of work. You have to stir it nonstop. And one of the big things that's the test of a good cook is how many lumps you have in the polenta. And I'm not a chef, okay? I'm just trying my best out here. I wouldn't say that this is, perfect, but it tastes really good. Polenta is definitely something that I think is very intimidating, but when I actually did it, the dish came together super, super quickly. It wasn't a big time investment, and the ingredients were like 3 things. So you don't have to really go out of your way if you want to try some Romanian polenta. Mamaliga. Last bite. You know that you like it when you're like scraping the bowl for any last bits. I can definitely get how this is comfort food. Obviously, there are more dishes that I think are delicious. I'm leaving my top 5s here for you to check out, and I will see you all next week.